What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AD, and I'm here to do the SmackDown results. Now, I see that it's messed up right here. It says February 24th, but this was the episode, though, because if you scroll down, it says March 3rd, 2023. So that's the one I'm reviewing today. I know it says that up here. It kind of threw me off a little bit. It had me thinking this was another episode. Then I looked, and I'm like, no, this is it. Okay. So the headline for the night was Sami Zayn exposes further cracks in the bloodline by surviving a vicious SmackDown attack. Yeah, this was ridiculous. Man, this story is just really sinking at this point. It's really getting lackluster and getting dry too. It's getting dry. But we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna explain it in a minute. But let's get to the beginning of the show. It started off with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes got personal en route to their undisputed WWE Universal Championship title match at WrestleMania. So this was a long promo. They spent about 20 minutes on this promo. So they did give Cody and Roman a good amount of time, to talk and say what they had to say to each other. It was a lot of like shots at Cody, like Roman definitely was getting personal, just like Paul was, bringing in his dad and talking about their relationship and how he ain't mentioned him. Yeah, it got pretty wild. Cody damn near was getting pushed to the limit, which was making me laugh because he's always like, people are like always trying to push him to the limit and make him like bust out his suit or some shit. It's kind of funny, but that's how it kind of was. And yeah, it just ended with them saying what they had to say and then shaking each other's hand. It wasn't like the best promo in the world, but it was good enough. It was good enough. It was okay. It was something. At least they gave it some time. The only thing is it's still nothing too flashy though for Cody Rhodes though. Remember how I've been saying, like, I don't think they really, man, it's starting to look like they're not making Cody look too good. And it's been like going on like this like ever since he came back. So, and I'm gonna explain that a little bit later why I say that too, because it could have been a little bit more, but I mean, we still got some time. So let's see what's up. I mean, he was on SmackDown. That audience was acting wild too, man. That audience was really rowdy in Washington D.C. Then we had Rhea Ripley going against Liv Morgan. I found this match to be kind of boring, like, and nothing really going on. Like, you see what I be saying, where I be like, certain people just be getting used and pushed so hard. Like, Rhea has been everywhere on all the shows, doing everything. And this brought me back to Raw, right? Like, come on, Liv used to fight Rhea all the time. They were a tag team. And that's why we got jokes about this. And our jokes is every time Rhea fights Liv Morgan, it's like domestic violence. It's a joke, but they be acting like they in some damn relationship. And here it go all this time later on SmackDown, and they're still acting the same way. It's like Rhea always gotta like take things like super far on Liv. Like at the end, she now y'all know normally Rhea just when she's finna end it, she just hits you with the riptide and it be over. Not this match. She riptides Liv and then bends her up like a pretzel, just pretzels her, and then Liv just ends up tapping. Man, again, domestic violence, man. But pretty predictable, right? Like nothing with Charlotte though, and I'm starting to notice that too. Like Rhea is getting pushed harder and more than Charlotte when you really think about it. So, mm-hmm. Dominic Mysterio defeats Santos Escobar. So yeah, as Santos stepped in because he was mad about what Dominic did last week, and he challenged him to a match. They had a match. Dominic ended up winning because Rhea cheated. She cheated, so and hit Escobar with a riptide. So she just riptiding everybody tonight. Hit Escobar with a riptide, threw him back in the ring, which allowed Dominic to win. And then afterwards, that's when Ray comes out for like no reason. I guess he tried to get the mask back from Dominic. And then Dominic just did the same old stuff. He just kept getting in his face, talking mess, telling him to fight him, the same stuff. And then he threw the mask down. And then when Ray, this was so goofy too. And then I'm kind of laughing at just how goofy it was. And then when Ray went to go pick up the mask, Dominic just came right from behind him and just cracked him like boom. I'm like, see, man. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous, man. This damn storyline with Ray and Dominic is just getting, yeah, this is definitely gonna be in WrestleMania. Definitely. What we got on the side, Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio are thrilled with their actions. Okay, yeah, again, they're everywhere. Don't miss the action. Let me see. Roman Reigns gives Jey Uso 1 week to show, or he'll blame Jimmy. Oh my gosh, now that don't make no sense. So that's what happened. So he told, because I remember Roman told him to go look for Jimmy or go talk to him to ask him to come. Jay told Jimmy, hey, I don't want to be bothered with him. I don't want to be around him. And then that's when Roman said, oh, you got 1 week left. And if you don't, it's on you. See, here it go, where it's like they're still acting like the bloodline's going to break apart. And then Sami Zayn addresses the bloodline surrounded by WWE Universe. Yeah, that was some little lame skit promo for Pops with him and his hoodie running through talking mess, still talking about breaking down the bloodline. La 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 la. Like I said in my stream, which I'm gonna link to this if y'all want to see my final hour stream, I was like, man, they would have cheap Pop for any wrestler back there, okay? This was confusing. Then we had Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, LA Knight, The New Day, Karrion Kross, brawl over who deserves an Intercontinental title opportunity against Gunther at WrestleMania. So I was a little confused when this happened because I'm like, why are all of y'all in the ring? First it was Sheamus and Drew, and they was taking shots at each other. So here it go, where it seems like their little friendship is about to end. We could figure that wasn't gonna last for too long, right? And then more people start coming out, New Day, LA Knight, Karrion Kross, all of them came out. And then they all got the brawl and people got knocked out the ring. But who ended up standing looking tall at the end was Karrion Kross. He was the one looking good at the end of this whole altercation, though. And then next week, they're letting you know that they're setting up a 5-way battle royal to see who goes against Gunther next. So it's going to be a 5-way between them. And it's going to be Kofi and not Xavier from New Day. I don't know. Shit, did the Viking Raiders get involved? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Then we got Shayna Baszler defeating Tegan Knox. Now, this caught me by a little surprise because I'm like, okay, maybe they'll give Tegan something, kind of like how they gave Candice something. And then Ronda got attacked backstage, so she was hurt, so she really couldn't help. And Tegan had Natalya with her, so I'm like, maybe Tegan can get a win. She kind of got a little something going on. No, Bone Breaker Baszler whoops her ass and breaks her bones. Nah, none of that. Another win for them again. Like, damn, y'all don't never lose. I swear, y'all don't never lose, man. This could have been a loss for Shayna real quick to give some to Tegan, and then maybe they could have bounced back later. No. Bone Breaker. She does what she does. Bobby Lashley journey to SmackDown to call out Bray Wyatt. Uncle Howdy's sneak attack on the Almighty backfired with a spine buster. Now, this was a little weird because SmackDown, seeing Bobby on SmackDown, I'm like so used to seeing him on Raw. And then next thing you know, you just hear the music hit, and I'm like, oh shit, he on SmackDown? And then you remember, right, he has a feud between him and Bray Wyatt, a feud that I do not want to see happen because its outcome seems pretty predictable. But when it ended up happening, Bobby started taking shots at Bray. They was playing Bray's footage on the screen and showing what happened last Raw on Monday. And then that's when Uncle Howdy tried to sneak attack Bobby, which he was almost successful in doing. But then Bobby ended up getting him and then hitting him with a spine buster and laying him out. Bray never did come to help, neither. He never did. And that's kind of like how this segment ended. Then we had Solo Sikoa defeat. This is the main event. Defeating Sami Zayn. Zayn fought off a post-match attack by Jimmy and Solo. So this was just ridiculous, man. This is when they just kind of running out of options at this point because it's like Solo is clearly favored. In my honest opinion, he seems to be more favored than the whole bloodline, honestly, because they never let Solo lose. And Solo, he always be Solo, And this is why I felt like they were going to cheat Solo to win. I thought Sammy was going to win because they want to keep making Sammy look like he's so fucking strong and great, something they've been doing for I don't know how long, even though it's not making any kind of sense. But What ended up happening was Solo did end up winning the match clean, which doesn't make no damn sense. Like Roman basically couldn't beat you because of interference. Remember, they made it look like Roman needed help to beat Sami, and they made it look like Roman really took time, right? But meanwhile, Solo beat you clean in about 10 minutes. Beat you clean. Yeah, it was some moments where Sami was doing a lot. Like, even in the beginning, he was doing too much. Like, hey, here you go, where he was beating up both of them in the beginning of the match, before the match even started. He's beating both of them up, right? It's just not making sense. This is getting bad. This storyline, I really felt like, is just falling off big time, because now a lot of the stuff that y'all been waiting to come out is out now. And now that it's out, like, oh, now Jay is trading, all of this has happened. Now it's kind of getting stale, because it's getting predictable and it's getting cheap pop city. But I'll read it out to y'all. It says, with the help of Jimmy Uso at ringside, Solo Sikoa overcame Sami Zayn with the Samoan Spike. Well, no, did Jimmy help? I think Jimmy did maybe add a little distraction. Something happened on the side. But the way it looked, though, Solo, I could have sworn Solo looked like he beat him pretty clean last night. I might have to go back and check that. When Jimmy and Solo look to follow Roman Reigns' order and end Zayn in the aftermath, all right, so okay, he still act like Sami, and that's stupid. Like, why act like he's such a threat? He's not that much of a threat. See, like, this is where you're making a big deal out of nothing. This is why I'm saying you're making the bloodline lower themselves to Sami when he's not that serious. That's why y'all popping for them now, because they're giving all bloodlines credit to Sami. And they keep using the bloodline to make him look good. The same group that he so-called wanted to be a part of. I mean, it's a lot of stuff you got to go back and think about with them to show, like, man, Sami really was bogus. Because remember back in the day, Sami used to always take the mic and act like he's with the bloodline, and he used to always talk. See, that's more proof that he was trying to take Roman's spot from the very beginning. I mean, the proof is there, man. But it says, however, Uso took too long, allowed the Masters to see just time to launch a counteroffensive before getting out of Dodge. Yep, and that's terrible. You see, they didn't even write that much. Look how bad. Look, that's how you know it wasn't that great. Even the writing is like a sentence or too long, right? But that's what happened. Solo beat him, and then right after, they were finna mess him up. They beat him up before this happened too. Before Solo even put the chair around his neck, they beat him. Both Jimmy and Solo was beating him up. Then they went to go grab the chair. You know how it goes. And they was finna hit him with the splash in the corner, the hip in the corner with the chair to try to put him out. And then that's when Jimmy stopped Solo. And then I guess it looked like Jimmy wanted to do it. I don't know, because he stopped him and he just got the yeah, hold on. And it was only took a few seconds, honestly. And then next thing you know, that's when Sami pops up with the chair, throws the chair at Jay, or a Solo, ends up cracking Jimmy with the haluva kick, and ends up whooping both of them up real quick, and then runs right after that. After getting out of that and beating them up both real quick, he runs once they recover. He just runs in the audience, and that's the end of the show. Yeah, it's getting stale. It's getting lackluster. This cheap pop stuff is getting out of hand, and it's going to get boring. You can't keep sitting here trying to grind out cheap pops. The fact that you would have Solo win like that, but then do that, come on, that's damn near the same thing you did with Roman. Oh, we'll have Roman win real quick, even though you made Roman look worse, and that's why this match was goofy too, because why are you making Solo look better than Roman? Why are you making Sami look better than Roman? It's stupid. But it's like the same thing. And then after Roman wins, oh, here comes KO, here comes Sami, and they're off to whip your ass to get the cheap pops from the crowd. It's like winning and losing should matter a little bit more. Solo beat you clean. He pretty much beat you, man. Even though we know damn well if it was a one-on-one against Solo, and obviously Solo would win this fight, man. Like, come on. Like, what the fuck? This is Sami Zayn, yo. This ain't no Randy Orton or none of these other people. What's going on here? And then they cheap pop for him too. They gave him the cheap ass pops. Them pops gonna get boring. Boring. What will I rate this show? Let me see. I guess I'll get this 2.5. I'm leaning towards a 2. Yeah. I kind of want to give it, I guess, a 2.5 because of Roman. Some stuff was slightly interesting. Some stuff was pretty cheap. I guess you get a 2.5 out of me for this episode. I guess so. I mean, look at this. And you see now the highlights is about what Sami Zayn did. See? Even though he lost the match, it's still about what Sami Zayn did for cheap pops. And here he go. He's clearly still attacking y'all, beating y'all up. But what y'all gonna do? Run to his side after Jay doesn't come? This is stupid. Why Jay's not cool with the bloodline like that, but Jay still lets Sami beat each other's ass? It's just like back in the day with Sami. Sami doesn't want to. He'll beat up other certain people, but when it came to Kevin Owens, he didn't want to beat him up. And then he goes run to his team afterward. It's lame. It's lame and it's stupid. And you're just trying to get cheap pops out of the crowd for a wrestler who's not even that entertaining or that great on that level, you know? So 2.5, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this, y'all, because you know I like to do these reviews and stuff. I'll link the live stream to this if y'all want to check it out. Please hit that like button, comment if you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the later tip. Peace out, everyone.